The Food and Drug Administration gets ready to overhaul the approval process for over-the-counter drugs, and it could mean big changes for healthcare companies. Welcome to your Friday lunch break. I'm Sarah Murray. For the latest on the FDA's push to overhaul the rules for over-the-counter drugs, let's go to Tom Burton in Washington, D.C. Hi, Tom.
Hey, Sarah.
So how would this change the way that medicine and other products kind of make it to drugstore shelves?
Over-the-counter drugs have been handled differently from prescription drugs for over 40 years. And the FDA's point is that the process through which companies get new ingredients approved has been very cumbersome. It can take years or decades, literally, for a company to make a change or for the FDA to approve a change. And the agency, their basic point is that they need to be able to respond more quickly if there's a safety concern, especially.
And when you think about the advances in medicine over the past 10 years, I mean, it's kind of remarkable you just can't change your drug in that amount of time?
Yeah, it is remarkable, and it would not happen. It would not be happening with prescription drugs. It can happen with over-the-counter drugs. One example that's taken place is that some of the makers of children's Tylenol, like acetaminophen, they wanted to be able to have specific dosing recommendations for little kids, and they haven't been able to do it under the current setup. It's too cumbersome. They kind of blame the FDA for that. The FDA blames the system. Whatever the reason is, it's pretty clear it needs to be changed.
So you actually have companies that want to make their drugs safer, and they're saying the FDA is making that impossible.
Yeah, in this case, it's a matter of the label and the dosing instructions on the label. But yeah, basically, they want to be able to give people very specific advice, and the FDA hasn't allowed it, and the FDA's version is, well, we can't really act that quickly under the current framework, so we need to change the framework.
So what are the next steps to be able to actually change this framework and make the process a little more agile?
Well, the next step is they're going to have a public hearing on March 24th and 25th, I believe it is, maybe 25th and 26th. It's an unusual situation. They're actually saying, we'd like companies and public representatives and safety experts, we'd like them to come in and give us their ideas about how the system ought to be fixed. But the bottom line is the agency thinks it needs to be streamlined.
And so far, have the healthcare companies been supportive of this change, this push to rewrite the rules?
It's a little early to know for sure because the official version of their suggestions didn't come out until 8:45 this morning. But an early reading is, I don't really see anybody who's opposed to this. People who are focused on safety, people within companies and people at the agency all seem to agree that the process is about 40 years out of date.
Tom Burton, we're going to leave it there. Thanks for joining us.